Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your gleaming Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 17. Thank you so much for joining us. We are coming to you on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're listening to us on our podcast platforms, come join the live show, chat, say hi. And if you're wanting to check us out on the podcast, go to ingloriousbards.com. You can check out everything there as well. We are excited to be back and continue on our adventures. It's been, I think it's safe to say, a daunting last two adventures we've had. Stakes have been high, things have been happening. I'm excited to see what happens next. So we appreciate all your support and for joining us. I think we'll just go from there and get a recap of what happened last time from Jeremy.
Dash wasn't here. He was actually here with everybody as a part of the group. And in the morning, after the great battle with the crone and the followers of Vestrath, there was a gigantic shadow that was descending out of the sky. This huge hexagonal shape that was a 3D polygon that was falling down like a shadowy meteor straight towards the Temple of Carahel and Priestorian and all the secrets that were inside and buried underneath that Aguirre had a chance to go see and just test out a little bit. Being the heroes that we were, we raced in. The city guard was trying to manage the population and keep people going, but they weren't about to get in there and do the fighting, and assuming it was our absolute death. When we went in, it was weird. It was dark. It was otherworldly. There was a sense of doom among everybody. We were all closer to death just by being in there. And Carahel, the Temple of Carahel, is where Aguirre and Yannick rushed to first and recognized that Orion was already doing everything he could to protect the secrets that were there, recognizing that the danger was coming for him and for them. Aguirre lined up with him and did everything he could to make sure that all of the secrets were going to be saved and the temple would be safe at all costs. We jumped into a great big battle with Avarice, with an Archon, and with a whole bunch of other demons that were around. And at the end of the day, it ended up costing Aguirre everything, as he spent his life trying to work out and support Carahel, and then it cost him his life to defend the secrets of Carahel. Yannick survived. We even got help from Helic of Solene, and the support that he provided. Every other hero made it. But when the shadows lifted, when the whole thing was done, when the battle was over, Aguirre had fallen dead. And that's where we left off. So, with sad regrets, let the adventure begin.
The demonic battle is over. Tabanri is safe. It is quiet. It is still a bit chaotic at the same time. People are watching from a distance. Some have been watching from a mile or more away at this gigantic, shadowy, geometric shape that descended upon the city. It is now vanished and vaporized like so much smoke. You can see wisps of it far up into the sky. The heroes have spent the last couple hours trying to figure out what has happened, what needs to happen next, and maybe help the town recover a little bit at the same time. Hemlock, you stumble back into Peg's Tavern, and your sister, one of the servers at the bar, runs over and gives you a big hug, throws her arms around you.
Oh,
You made it! I was worried.
we made it. Most of us made it.
She lets go, and what do you mean by that?
Aguirre fell in battle.
The holy man?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a tough battle, but we made it through.
What was in there?
Demons?
Demons?
Shadows. Yeah. There's something bad in this world. And I think it's up to us to find and defeat it.
I can't believe you took on demons.
Yeah,
So they're gone?
for now.
For now. So I got to be watching the sky all the time now. Well, I'm asking too many questions. You look tired. Please sit down, relax. I'll get you something to drink. And she heads off. Oh, and don't tell anyone I hugged you.
Okay, safe.
Meanwhile, Dash and Jericho, you two are chatting, trying to make sense of things. It's been a couple hours. You find yourself walking on the edge of Cobblefield Plaza, where there's normally markets and stalls set up with crowd shopping. And now there is a crowd gathered that is circling around a half section of the ruins of the soon-to-be second temple of Carahel. And instead of a market or sale going on, there is a figure who is standing as tall as he can addressing the crowd. And it is Plen who is there. And he continues his speech and says, "So do not turn to your neighbor wondering who is who and where the next omen will come from, where the next threat, where the next fear you can find. Turn to your neighbor and ask, how can I help? We must rebuild our sense of community again, and we must recognize heroes like these." And he points to the two of you, Dash and Jericho, behind the crowd. Several of the crowd members turn around. Heroes like these who have come to help protect the city. These very true champions of the city. And he points, named
Dash.
Dash and his associate have continued to help the city and have shown what it means to be a citizen. You, come up here, he says, waving for Jericho to come up.
Do we want to be a part of this?
Just go. The faster we get this done, the faster we're out of here.
Okay, I reluctantly, with my head down, still feeling the weight of all that's gone on, make my way up there.
He grabs you, spins you around, puts his arm around your shoulder that's low to him, and says, "What's your name, friend?"
My name is Jericho.
He says, "My good friend Jericho has been through a lot for this city. He is a beacon of hope. He is a beacon of righteousness. He exemplifies what we should all aspire to be. And I look to you each day, Jericho, and how can I be more like you? Tell these people what the future of Tabanry holds. Show them the light that's ahead." He steps back from you. All eyes turn to you, and it is deathly quiet for the first time in the plaza.
So I'm going to take a deep breath and survey this social situation. A little bow of courtesy to Plen and those all around me as my intuition swiftly picks up clues about these social contexts, being that is the first sentence of the cantrip, Read the Air.
Okay.
And my body language subconsciously changes to take advantage of that as I kind of read the vibe of where the audience is at, what they're looking for, where their emotions are at after all this that's happened, which allows me to do two things. One is to do a recall knowledge society to kind of get a feel for how their vibe is.
Mm-hmm.
But then also when I speak to them and make a diplomacy check, I get a +1 on my diplomacy check to make an impression on them.
All right. Make a society roll.
I think I have a +4. Oh, just a society roll. It's a recall knowledge using society. So recall knowledge?
Society.
Okay. I'll rolled it onto my little dicey thing. 17.
17. The people are worried, and they are looking for some leadership for sure.
Alrighty. And then, I'm gonna turn, look at them, and go. I don't want to make this gentle on all of you, because I want to be truthful to all of you. Things are difficult. You saw what came down out of the sky. Those were demons that attacked the Temple of Carahel.
Demons. Did he say demons?
And it was the holy men of Carahel, and some of those of us who call them friends. But it was the holy men of Carahel who fought them off. I don't know what specifically brought them into this town, but I know that one of the leaders who we fought, and I'm going to point right at Plen, that this man right here was partying with one of them just last night.
You get some raised looks, and Plen says he's a wonderful storyteller. No, he's wonderful. He starts inching
I'm
closer
talk
to
about
you.
the battle that we had at the house,
Okay.
and then I watched Plen raise a dagger to draw the
He
blood of a
quickly
human
comes over and
sacrifice.
interrupts you. He would rip the mic from your hand if it existed.
But I'm going to use that trained diaphragm speaking voice of a trained performer and put that out and attempt to make my my diplomacy check on the audience.
Well, before you do that, he gets
Sure.
in the way, pulls you back, and says, "And like what my friend is really trying to get
I'll
across
keep going, by the way.
is that there is a party ahead of us all. That Tabernary has a glorious future.
And I have watched Plen parlay with demons, and the very one
We
that
must
attacked and
parlay
killed
together
a holy man of Carahel
with
on the
holiness.
streets here.
Okay. You did it.
Thank you so much, Jerrican. Now,
Uh-huh.
and a big hand for him, please. And everyone starts clapping awkwardly. He said demons, right? And then he escorts you down. Or someone escorts you down, and your back would dash again into the crowd. And he continues on.
Do I need to make my roll?
Trying to rally. You can make a roll.
Okay.
Make a diplomacy check with a +1.
Okay.
No target number.
Okay.
That's going to go real well.
No, I rolled very poorly. So I got a 14.
14. All right. Some folks heard you, but you didn't sway as many as
All
you
right.
thought.
All right.
And your back would dash.
Just Plen.
Wow, that Plen guy's a dick. Oh, that's me.
You okay?
It's been a hard day. I'm not okay.
That's the first time I've seen you in front of an audience and not be cheerful or smiling or song playing.
He's also got just wounds and like burn marks across him.
You've had this for hours now.
Yeah.
It's different. I haven't seen that before.
I've never been through something like that before. I've never fought demons in darkness and watched a friend, a compatriot, someone I wanted to be a friend. I don't know if we got that far yet. But watched him die while I tried to save him over. I tried everything to save him.
I know. You did really good.
Well, clearly I did not.
This is one of the hardest parts of losing people. When you try to do everything to keep them safe, is knowing that you can't always get everyone. And there's very few things that help it. Time is one of them, but the other. So, follow me.
I follow him.
Jericho hopefully follows Dash. Dash leads him away and goes straight to Pegs.
Okay.
And up to the bar, which is right above eye level for the Asogi, or at least close to the nose. I need 2 memory erasers, please.
All right. Some strong drinks with Elvira smoke kind of coming out the top are slid over to you.
This'll do it.
No. But when we get to the third one, you're a lot closer. For a Giri.
Agiri.
Meanwhile, at the Geist household, Amaryl has finished hearing your story of whatever detail level you wanted to share. I don't know how forthcoming you are about things.
I think so. She'll notice that when I put my hand on her arm, that the hand is shaking a bit, and I tell her everything that happened, and the city isn't safe. In the last 2 days, I have seen human sacrifice, demon summoning, lords of hell manifest in the city. They killed Agiri there. The city isn't safe. And I need you to gather your friends and leave. Don't worry about the store. It's not important. What's important now is that we know the city is not safe and you have to get out.
Don't worry about this. Where?
You have friends and family in Mirskan. I don't want you to travel alone. Your friends know me. They know that I can be trusted. I was a member of the guard. Tell them that I said it's not safe in town. Tell them why. Do whatever you need to do. But gather a party together and leave town. Go to Mirskan. Go to your family. I'll know where to find you.
She holds on to your trembling hand and puts it close to her chest. I have to trust you. And I know you're serious because this means moving back in with my mother. Okay, I will get something going, and we will we'll get a partial place on a barge, and we'll get going to Mirskan in a couple of days.
We'll see you off safely. And for now, I'm going to go collapse. And I think it just walks over into
All right.
the back room and just lays down.
Okay. It is 40 minutes later, and in Peck's Tavern, drinking, I'm assuming, next to 2 little people, Hemlock is keeping an eye on them as they're getting into drink number 2. You feel a slight hand upon your shoulder, and you see a woman you know carrying a basket of some wrapped cloth and extra rope, and it is Amaryl.
Okay.
And she says, can I have a moment of your time?
Of course. Excuse me, little ones.
You're the little one. You don't know why I even have this tail. You never asked. You didn't ask once. But I can talk about it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yell. I'm sorry.
I had a tail when I was little.
You did.
She takes you to a side table some distance away from the chaos, and she says, Galen's sleeping right now. He just told me that we have to leave, is what he said. We have to move. We can't stay here anymore. He said that there's dire things happening to this city. It's cursed by all accounts. Is this true?
That is true.
So he left before I could ask. You know him better than any of his other friends. What does he mean by we have to move? Who's we?
Everyone he cares about.
But what about him? What's he planning? He's going to move with me back to Mirskan, and we're going to leave this all behind is kind of how I took it. But then as I'm getting stuff ready, I'm thinking maybe that's not what he means.
I hope that's what he means, but I don't think that's what he means.
And what do you think
I'm
he
sure
means?
Galen is planning to stay here with our group and fight whatever is coming. That is what I plan to do. And if I thought my sister or mother would listen, I would send them with you.
There's protecting the city from drunks. There's going off and searching for treasure. There's I have to help the city, but Aguirre is dead. Now the city is cursed. What I worried about most for him seems to pale in comparison to the reality. It seems like you were all just pushing everything to the limits and risking everything.
This is true. We now know that more than ever with the loss of our dear friend. But who else is going to stand up to this threat?
Why does it have to be Galen?
It doesn't have to be. If you want me to talk to, I can talk to him and plead with him to go with you. But he's a stubborn son of a bitch. And if you want me to have that conversation with him, I will.
Let me think about it. And thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm keeping an eye out for him like I promised you I would.
Oh, I'm still holding you to that.
Yeah, I hope you do.
And then she touches your shoulder and with a smile and then walks away.
I give her a hug before she walks. She
okay.
turns to walk away and I just grab
Hold
her.
on,
and give her a
reflex
big
save.
hug.
She got a... Inside the Temple of Karahel, Yannick has been kneeling next to the body of Aguirre for several hours in deep prayer. After a brief respite, Priest Orion finally pulls you aside and says, "You have to drink something. Just he'll still be there. Just take a moment." And he has to pull you up to your feet and sit down in a nearby chamber and pours you some water and puts some bread in front of you. There's a lot of weird things lying dead outside. The guards have gone, surrounded them. Any thoughts about this?
They are creatures of evil. They're fiends, devils, creatures bent upon the destruction of anything that we would hold sacred.
Then perhaps some prayers over them and then a good burning of them.
That is the way.
Well, I don't know how the new mayor may take it, but that seems right. I'll handle that.
Thank you, Priest Orion.
He nods and walks out and then comes back in. Aguirre was a good one. He'll be missed. At the same time, Carahill's wanderers accept the risks. This just happened sooner than I ever would have thought.
It should not have happened. These creatures should not have come.
He leaves and...
Before he leaves...
Oh, yes.
Yannick stands up and standing over the well of Carahel.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "The blight and evil that is before us will consume us, and so it now shall consume me. I've sworn a new oath to Carahel to be the bane of these fiends, and what I have sacrificed to the goddess for this oath is between her and I. But my will is now bent to this, and to the end of these creatures, so long as I have the breath to fight." And he takes a dagger and cuts his hand and lets the blood from his hand drip into the holy water of Carahel, swearing the fiend's bane oath.
All right, changing your official character oath.
Yeah.
Gain 1 hero point. That does not come from me. It comes from Carahel. Some moments later, minutes or so later, Priest Helic of the Solene Temple, who's been a guest at this temple, comes over, looking a little bit draggled himself, and says, "That was one hell of a battle."
We owe you a gratitude for your service.
I should have done more. Should have done more.
We all did what we could, though it was not enough.
What do you plan to do now?
To find the source where these fiends are coming from, to stamp them out wherever they may be.
Well, I feel like I've let Carahel down, and I should have done more. I'm going to take my leave. I think I've seen enough Tabernary for a while. Anything you'd like for me to share? I'm going to pay a visit to Edlin home, maybe make my way up north towards Iveron.
Just tell them what has happened here.
That I will. I wish you the best of luck. I noticed your blade and shield are next to Agiri on the altar. I left a small box there for you, too. And he heads out.
Blessings upon you.
You check out the box sometime later, and you find there are a few items in there, and are able to identify them as he has talked about them in passing before. He has given you 5 elixirs of life lesser. These are level 5 consumable items.
Whoa.
But not the platinum bars?
No. So these are 5 of them. They restore 3d6 plus 6 hit points when drunk.
Drunkified?
And you get a standard +1 bonus to disease and poisons for 10 minutes. But the big thing is 3d6 plus 6. There are 5 of those.
+1 disease poison for 10 minutes.
Yeah. And also inside is a brilliant silver with strange gold plating little mechanical dial device. You open it up and it is a compass. More specifically, a wayfinder. This is a compass device that uses ancient technology to draw fantastic powers. It has a couple benefits. One is on command, it can cast a level 1 light spell upon itself, so it can always be a source of light. 2, if you happen to acquire an Aeon Stone, it can go inside the device instead of orbiting around your head, so then it's more secretive. And finally, this is a Wayfinder of Rescue. Permanent item, invested. Once per day, you can activate it to cast a first level heal spell, either a 1-action or a 2-action heal spell. Not going to do a lot of healing, but might get someone up off the ground.
You said once per day?
Yes.
And you said 5th level item. Does that translate to the heal spell?
No. That is a 4th level Wayfinder.
Oh, 4th level. Sorry.
First level heal spell.
Yeah. But a first level heal spell.
The elixirs of life were 5th level consumables.
consumables.
I'm dead, so my hearing is...
You're not allowed to talk for a while, too.
Yeah, true.
Chill out. All right. What would you all like to do?
It's like he talked about your tail, so watch this. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation as subtly, drunkenly as I can to make a little tail right in the small of Hemlock's back.
You may need to roll to see if you can acquire your targets, depending on which Hemlock you're firing at.
All of them.
7 tails.
I've got 2
Or get his
spells, one for
nose.
the each.
One for each.
No, you always aim for the one in the middle.
Roll a 5 or higher and you're successful. Better yet, roll a 1, please.
12.
12. You are successful. You feel a strange little itching sensation on the small of your back.
That's how it feels.
What the hell? What did you just do?
You're gonna slowly, over the course of the next month, turn into a Yosoki. I have cursed you with the curse
Why would you
of
curse me?
Yosoki-ness. Because I have lost my dearest clerical friend, and I am inebriated in mourning, and I felt like it.
It falls off and withers and disappears almost instantaneously.
Oh,
And I was
okay. Very good.
I'm
I've
not,
always wanted to be a Yosoki.
Yay!
Yay.
as have we all.
You guys need another round?
I would probably die.
Another round!
Make it a double.
Thank you so much.
Is that a fortitude roll?
He's dying 3 and loving it. What would you guys like to do? We can fast forward a couple hours, a couple seconds, several months. It's all up to you.
17 years.
I'm just sleeping until I wake up.
Okay.
I was badly injured and disturbed by what happened.
All right, want to do it next day?
Hemlock wants to find Yannick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've come to Pegs or if I go to the temple to find you.
Yannick's business wrapped up at the temple. He would be heading to be with the others.
Okay.
Actually, probably going to the blacksmith first.
Okay. What's going on at the blacksmith?
He has a weapon to pick up.
What was the weapon?
A fashard.
All right.
Jean-Luc Fichard.
It is now.
Bashard is similar to a glaive, 2-handed polearm. It does 1d8 slashing and polearm.
Several
Glaive.
interesting traits being
there it is. Deadly,
sweep, reach, and trip.
sweep, reach, and trip, which allows you to make those actions without having to have a free hand, which is kind of interesting. So he's adding another arsenal. So you have 3 weapons now?
Yes.
All right. And how are you carrying all 3 of these weapons?
The dagger in the mouth.
He's juggling them.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Enter Christopher. This is my squire.
Boy. Fun boy.
He would have taken the sturdy satchel from a Geary, having the need for that. And the retribution axe would be in that. The Fishard is on his back,
Okay.
and the shield and sword are more front and center.
Always drawn. Got it.
Yeah, more at this point, kind of.
Okay. All right, you two meet, Hemlock and Yannick.
I have no idea where Galen's at. Probably sleeping it off. These two are in no position to do anything. Would you like to accompany me to go talk to Jorman?
That would seem prudent.
Yes.
He has a debt that he owes us.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. The two of you head across town to the nice residence with the big courtyard and the big walls where you were at the party not too long ago. And you walk up. There is a bored-looking guard who gets up from a rickety chair just inside the courtyard. He stands up, rights his gear a little bit, makes sure his sword isn't quite falling off. Doesn't look to be the best guard in the world. And he says, yes, good afternoon.
We're here to see Jorman.
Jorman's not seeing visitors today with everything that's happened.
He will see us.
As I said, Jorman's not seeing anyone today. He stands there with hands on his hips, looking awkward. Big, wide hips, too, Elena.
He's going to see us.
We're the ones who stopped the evil in this city. And we must speak with him.
I don't know how you're phrasing that. Are you phrasing that diplomatically or
No.
intimidatingly?
There's not much diplomacy at the moment, so it is definitely intimidation.
You're walking around with the sword drawn out, right?
Shield is out. Sword. The hand is on the.
You just walked to the Can you hold this
Giant
Fashard
sword.
for a second?
Yeah.
I gotta get this sword.
Hand is on the sword. The sword is still sheathed at the moment.
Okay.
But as he's talking, he checks it so that it's clear in the scabbard.
Okay.
And he wasn't subtle about the check either. So
Make it a +2 to your intimidation roll, please.
that is gonna be a 16.
16. He says, I don't want any trouble here. He
Good.
Back down
And then
and pretend you didn't see us.
yeah.
he gets out of the way.
Yep.
You guys walk across the courtyard and are at the door, big gorgeous door to the manor.
Yannick opens it.
Opens the door. All right, inside you see there are several, two servants that are quickly running around holding silverware and a silver candelabra, and they see you, and one drops it looking very guiltily and then looks at you stunned.
Why does he look so guilty?
Stealing.
I think that happened in character.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He's watched Dash often enough to.
The servant, an older woman, says, the lady of the house isn't here right now. Nor is the master.
Where are they?
They left some time ago. They were taking a trip, they said.
Where?
I don't know. They were going to
Where?
set sail. A barge is what they said.
So they have fled.
Go find out. I happen to know one of the toadies very well.
Just remember, it's
You are
Demon's
not
Bane,
lying,
not
are you?
Servant's Bane.
She looks scared and says, no, of course not.
Give me that silver. No. Then we have no business here. And
Proceed with your thievery.
They look at each other and proceed.
let your conscience be your guide.
Proceed more rapidly.
Well then, off to the docks.
Oh, all right. You guys head to the docks. The wharf area there has a bunch of barges that the half-elf bargemen known as the toadies have a lot of vessels coming and going. There you can see there's a lot of activity. It is very busy there. There are people, not a lot of goods are being offloaded today. A lot of stuff is being loaded up and things are trying to get out of the city. Goods, materials, and people. A lot of chaos. You start trying to push your way through some of the crowds, and people are like, no, I'll pay double to get out of here, and I'll play this, and no, don't forget, I also need to bring my horses, and there's no room for that. And it's not like crazy Titanic going down, but it is quite hectic at the same time as you guys are moving around.
I would like to find a Vela if I can.
You may make a perception roll. Make 2 perception rolls, actually.
17 and a 14.
Okay.
15, sorry. 17 and a 15.
With a 17, you do not spot your contact within the toadies, but you do see the well-dressed form of Haida, I believe her name is, the lady of the house. Okay. And she is walking up a ramp, just a small ramp, onto a barge and is snapping at some servant and hurry up, to get onto this barge. As you see her get onto the barge, you can see a foppish-looking hat that is being worn by Jorn, a yellowish, Curious George-like hat with a big feather coming out of it, and he is also trying to arrange things. Big chest being swung on cargo nets. Now be careful with that! As things are being moved around. There's a big, still huge crowd and small little dock warehouses between you and them, and a bunch of people trying to get there, but you can clearly see there are 2 barges at the end of this pier. They're pretty much all alone in theirs with some sailors, and then there's lots of people trying to get in the other one.
And you meant Jorman, not Jorn.
Jorman.
Jorn is somebody else.
Yeah, sorry.
Nice to see him again. Well, we wanna fight our way through there.
Okay.
Through the crowd to get there.
You start pushing your way through the crowd. As you do so, who's in the lead?
I mean, I'd be happy to take it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The person in the rear does not realize, because you're the one that rolled the freaking 15, that you are not the only one keeping an eye on the situation. And excitedly, a person you've never seen before, actually a couple people you've never seen before, in nondescript robes with cultist-like daggers you have seen plenty of times before, kind of light up and look at each other and give each other a little elbow, and then one of them points at you two making your way like sharks through the river of people. They then close in on you. They get closer and closer and closer as they weave through the crowd as you are getting past the crowd, and they start, can you think of it? It's okay, we can do this. They draw their blades and get super close. You are oblivious to them because everyone is around you. They get very close behind Hemlock, have their blades out, and do a prisoner shiv brutal strike upon you repeatedly, getting both behind you. They nod at each other and strike. Hemlock, you experience a yelp of pain as a guy behind you yells out. You spin around and quickly, with your 10 paces, have your gun drawn and see a cultist guy with a dagger in his hand raised above you, spinning around in pain with an arrow sticking out of his back. Another guy looks at him, panics, stabs at you, and before you can get your shot off, an arrow goes flying through the crowd past 2 people low and pierces through his neck. And he gurgles out tons and drops to his knees. There's a scream. Yannick, you see a scream and turn around, and you don't know what the hell's happened because you didn't hear the retort of a gun, and you see 2 dead cultists at the knees of Hemlock. One now dropping and rolling into the water, another one reaching at this arrow in his back and dropping to his knees.
Well, isn't that a trick? And he's looking around, scanning for both danger and where the arrows came from.
Looking around, you see no other cultists. You don't see any other cultists. Scanning through the area, you see standing on a barrel is an elven archer you have not seen before, who is also scanning the area around you.
Seems we have an unknown ally.
It is full of surprises. How far away is this elf?
80 feet, but still through the crowd. And the elf jumps off the barrel and starts quickly making his way to you with his, he has his bow put away. You hear one of the dock workers saying, "Guards, guards!" as the elf approaches and walks up to you, Yannick.
Hello, friend.
You two make a lot of trouble for yourselves.
So it would seem.
Do you intend to be staying on the dock long?
We have some business to attend.
You're going to have guards soon.
We did, nothing.
Well, I may have made a bit of a mess.
So it would seem.
What is your intent here?
There is one that we must speak to who has caused this city harm. On that barge over there.
This is the one with the demons?
Yannick blinks. Somebody, I can see Chris blinking.
Yes.
Interesting. Summon demons, but they flee a city where the demons are. Are you sure you have the right quarry?
They are in league with those who have, at least.
And yet they flee. Your troubles are going to be gone.
So they can cause trouble elsewhere.
There are demons here still. That is where I think your focus should lie. They are numerous. And his eyes dart about the city.
This person, this man we are looking for has other information that I must get. Not only is he in league with these demons that have attacked the city, we believe he has brought other harm towards the city as well.
Then you have your reasons, but be aware that there are more coming. There are plenty here.
How do you come upon this knowledge?
We can speak another time about that. For now, you have a great many here who have our attention, and you have some business you are going to attend to. If you do not need me anymore, I can await you later.
What's your name, friend? And thank you for being back there.
You may call me Thon.
With a G?
An arrow flies through the air!
You have our thanks, Thon.
I'm Hemlock. This is Yannick.
You are Yannick.
I am.
Well, I'm going to go check on your other friends.
You are very curious.
Be careful. And Thon disappears into the crowd.
Thon melts away into the crowd.
Guards, they're over there.
Not
They're
sure
over
I
there.
like him.
Well, he did save me from being shivved, so I like him a bit. But he seems to know a lot about us and about what's going on. Let's make haste with Jorman.
And Yannick tosses Hemlock a lesser elixir of health and just nods.
All right. How about also Yannick tosses with a boot the other cultist into the water as well?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Splash the crowd.
What people?
That spleen was always there.
It's been a bad day in the city. What do you know? Things happen.
There was a demon. All right, the two of you head up to the barge where there are dockhands moving with this wooden crane, all these expensive bags and luggage and chests onto Jorman's barge. What would you guys like to do? There's still a big crowd of people are arguing. There's a dockhand worker, not the toadies, they're dealing with the boat, but the dockhand worker who's been paid to just keep everyone else off of this ramp to get onto the barge.
I put 2 gold pieces in his hand.
He steps aside.
Walk past.
He steps aside for quite a while.
I saw nothing.
He steps aside. You guys walk up the ramp, and you see there's a couple dock workers again trying to hoist things around. And then you see Jorman is there in his silly hat, as well as his wife. And Hebra is her name.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bruh. Interesting. I looked at my note for the party, and I had one line in there that says, his wife, Hebra, is a cougar. After sex, for sure. That's why I wrote it like that. Anyways.
After Seth, for sure?
Sure. As you walk up, Hemlock in particular, she stops and looks at you underneath this big, sun hat, and she just says, interesting. As you walk up, Jorman still is, no, be careful. I'm paying you a fortune. And not looking at you at all.
I walk right past her
Okay. She says nothing.
and right up to Jorman.
And you go, ch-ch. Do you know the sound?
Yeah.
It's not good. All right, you're right behind him. And he turns around and says, get away. I'll deal with whatever that is later. Not even looking at you.
Leaving the city so quickly.
He turns around and says, I know you.
You sure do.
And then he looks over at Yannick and then goes pale. And he says, What brings Carahel's representative here today?
Came here to see one of Vestrath's favorites.
I assure you, I'm just as worried about what happened today as anyone else. It's been quite a day.
Yet you're fleeing like a rat.
I'll say two things in my defense. You
German guys just hearing books, like, oh, damn.
Racist. Okay. Sure.
That's cold, bro.
I'll say two things. One, this has been a planned trip for some time. It just seems to be more expeditious to get to it now with things being as they are. And two, I have room. There's not a lot of opportunities to leave the city. We can certainly use some hired hands to keep a watch on things as we take our well-earned cruise, you might say, right, darling? Cruise to the west. Beautiful city, Mirskan. Lovely plumage. You got it. I don't know, my tone immediately went to my... I thought...
Wouldn't care if this was the last raft in the city. I would not share it with you. You have some answering to do.
You wound me, sir.
Not yet.
Says, well, I think this is most uncalled for, and I am getting to reach a certain point here where I may have to ask you rather forcefully to leave my barge.
The hand just rests on the sword.
Says, gentlemen, would you please, gentlemen? He looks around for the dock workers. They're nowhere to be
They're
found.
counting the 2 gold some other guy's holding.
He looks at the 3 toadies at the back of the barge. They are not moving a muscle whatsoever.
You've brought demons into this city.
I did no such thing.
We were at your residence last night.
Parties get out of hand all the time.
Your guest of honor was a demon that brought other demons to this city. You hired a killer to dispatch the mayor.
Well, that can't be. That's rumors.
That is no rumor.
And who are you to be accusing me of anything? You, with your no name and uselessness, I am a member who's respected in this city. You're no guard. You're no representative of the town.
And you are not respected in this city any longer. So you're going to tell me where you hired Lorson. You're going to tell us where you found Old Mother. And if you are lucky, you'll be able to take your ship wherever you want it.
And you haven't been lucky of late.
Tell me about it. Old Mother. She came about. How did we first meet? He looks over to his wife and she just shrugs. You're on your own, darling. She came to us. I have a feeling that she came to the door, or she interacted with us outside of some other party. She always just seemed to be there. She was interesting, but not particularly charismatic, but always seemed like she had something interesting to say. Was kind of encouraging. She had some interesting takes, really. I digress. She had us meet her at her place several times, but it was always for kind of a fun environment, reaching out to old loved ones and talking to great aunt so-and-so and great aunt communicating back. And but it was also very exciting and felt exhilarating whenever we would leave one of these sessions. And she would tell us about our fortune to come. And it was always very exciting. And we became accustomed. It became a regular occurrence every week. For weeks and weeks, and then several times a week. And then she wanted to help more of our friends, and we got more and more people to be able to meet with her and get some of her energy that really kind of shook things up a little bit. Tavernry doesn't have a lot of exciting things today, notwithstanding. Did you see the thing in the sky? So that's Old Mother. But
where is her residence at?
I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it.
You better figure it out.
I've tried to find her place. I had some questions and concerns about a money matter and wanted to know which she thought it might be successful or not. And I couldn't find her place, even though I'd been there like half a dozen times before. It seemed like when we had an appointment, a session set up, then it was clear as day. Like, I know where it's at, but I don't. Does that make any sense? It's literally like I know the neighborhood and I know like the street, but then I don't know where. Like I've knocked on several doors and this is the one, but it never was. But then it was on Saturday nights, as usual, and Wednesdays. Friday afternoons.
That is of little help. You have one more opportunity to save your life.
My life? We're all friends here, right?
No, we're not.
Friends.
And what is this opportunity I'm so eager to seize?
Lorson,
Lorson.
you hired a killer to murder the mayor and frame me.
I know nothing about framings or anything along those lines. All I know is that there are certain people that can be contacted in Mirskan, a particular location, and a certain amount of money can be handed over, and certain things can be then accomplished. I've heard this over the years, and it may have come to be true. I'm not saying I did anything along those lines. If one was so inclined, there is a tavern in Mirskan that has some intertwining vines. I have never been to such a place before, but it's not challenging, I would imagine, to hire a porter to take some coin there.
At that, the pistol comes out and gets put against his belly.
Okay. Wait, easy now, easy. I'm helping. I'm seizing the chance. No need for trouble.
We already know that you hired the killer. I want a name of who you talked to.
Another delicate hand is placed upon your shoulder, and Hebra says, easy, my friend.
And a sword is at her throat.
She stops immediately and backs off. Her demeanor totally changes. And how dare you?
Oh, I dare.
Who did the two of you hire? Who did you talk to?
Jordan says, all I know is you go to this tavern, you deliver a sum of gold. It took 2 attempts. Presumably, it might take 2 attempts if the first amount isn't right, because the party mentioned is much more challenging to deal with than was expected. And apparently things will then just be taken care of. I believe it had to deal with the bartender there.
What's the name of the tavern?
I don't know. It's the one with the intertwining vines. Supposedly there's a sign. And I don't know why you're trying to find the old mother. She's dead now.
She is. As are several other people in this city because of you. So why shouldn't you be another victim?
He smiles and says, because I am so charming?
Wrong answer.
He stops smiling.
Why do you serve Vestrath?
I think serve is a strong word, don't you? It's more abetting. More like you follow Carahel. Don't we all?
Your doublespeak is about to get you killed.
Think of the power that you get and the excitement you get from your goddess filling you with strength and energy. Vestrath is no Carahel, but Vestrath has a little bit of power and energy as well. I've felt more alive in these last few months than I have in a while. You hear a snicker from his wife. And I don't think you can fault a man for that, or wanting to share that with his friends. I mean no one any harm. Go search for the old witch if you think she's still alive. I want nothing to do with her ghost or anything at all. I found her in the tents. That's where we had our meetings, and that's all I know.
Thought you said you had your meetings at her house, her residence. What is with these tents?
The tents district outside the old wall. It wasn't pretty. Now, you could put that down, and we can be on our way. You've got everything you wanted? I'm getting, again, that Sigourney Weaver from Aliens in the Egg Chamber head cock, and like Seth just can't let it go. He's going to take the flamethrower to the eggs.
I saw you take off and nuke them from space. It's the only way to be sure.
The only way to be sure. There we go.
You
There.
are not welcome back in this city ever. Anything you left behind is forfeit. If I ever see you again, it'll be far worse than this. And I take out one of his knees.
Oh! A gun?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It just takes it out.
Yeah.
Now, easy. Now,
there you go.
bam! The gun goes off, and you blast out one of his knees. He cries out. His wife screams. No one does much of anything except several of the people trying to get on board the barge. Sort of turn
Stop
around
getting on board.
and go back. It's all yours.
No ticket.
You
Got an
guys.
Indiana Jones reference.
You guys then stride off the boat, and we will take our break there, and we'll be right back to see what happens next. And we are back. Thanks again for joining us on the adventures. If you want to consider supporting the show, we always appreciate it. It helps keeps the lights on, and you can check that out at patreon.com/ingloriousbards. Just a few bucks get you access to a bunch of content, including the after show, where we sit down and talk about everything that just happened and what we think might happen next. A good amount of content for every single adventure we've ever done. Also, take a look at ingloriousbards.com for our campaign database that has all the information about all the different locations and settings and characters in it, just so you can track and follow along. All right, Seth, please gain a hero point for that scene on the barge.
Very good.
Nice.
And it is sometime later in Peg's Tavern, a couple hours later, where I don't know, does alcohol go through rats quickly or slowly? How does it affect things?
Well, we can hold a lot of things consistently, so it doesn't actually have to be like consumed right away. Like I can keep it.
You're sipping it
I'll hold it a
inside?
little bit, just like save it for later.
Like chaw.
In this particular case, we are celebrating the loss of a friend, and I'm keeping Jericho up to speed. I'm keeping pace with him, so I'm a little buzzed. Yeah.
All right. These two are in Peg's Tavern, a little buzz. Galen is sitting at his own table eating some food, some oats and oatmeal type stuff from a bowl.
It's a horse.
Oatmeal.
Sack.
They still have this.
Keep the blinders on so he doesn't get scared easily.
Pigs is known for spicy oats.
Yes.
If I may, as I walk in Peg's Tavern, I'm immediately looking for Hemlock.
Okay.
I spot these two.
You don't see nothing.
You two, with me now. Let's go.
And I lose a shoe and a boat anchor.
What?
I imagine nothing actually comes out; it just goes to a cheek.
Floating cheek.
He's
He's got 4 stomachs like a cow.
Why?
I got it.
Why?
I got it.
Why are big people always so bossy though?
I don't know. They're whiny.
Where's Hemlock?
Where's Hemlock? Where's Hemlock? I just got here. Look at the sunshine, you people.
Am I my Hemlock's keeper?
I don't. Are you?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I wanna
Galen
be
walks
one
out the
of
door.
those.
Okay, I don't blame you. We've moved away from that scene quickly.
As he walks out, I put a tail on his butt.
As you do, I don't know. You want to get in on this action at all?
Yeah, they're entertaining themselves. Thon comes in and
Describe what he looks like.
he's in a leather jerkin, pretty much head to toe, that deep brown, crazy color, very earthen, and I think it's a blue epaulet that he has. Hair's pulled back. It is blonde with a silver streak to it, and his elven ears are a little difficult to hide.
All right.
Question. How common are elves in Tabernary?
More common than your kind. Boy, that came out stronger than I intended. Sorry. Sorry about that.
That gnome racism really kicks in.
By the way, our GM is racist against gnomes.
Gnomes and
No,
the
he's
Dutch.
not. He loves them.
Comes striding in alongside Dash and Quintilian's over here.
And again, you don't have to start with these two as your as an important intro scene.
He's the most interesting character right now. That's what he's going for. Comes alongside. How are you guys? Are you at the table, bar, that kind of?
I'm imagining a fort underneath the table.
That's a good way to put it. Like we're just really sitting to ourselves, so being under the table is a lot easier for us.
I see.
Just sitting down.
When he comes up, I see him, and in my drunken state, I see the ears, and I perk up. And I don't know if this works with him, but I just, in my state, my slightly buzzed state, I assume it does, and I speak to him in Fey. And I just speak to him, and I go, "Greetings, Fey brother. Welcome to Peg's Tavern and land of happiness and joy. In the midst of our sorrow and
I'm
pain."
just getting clicking.
No?
I'm sorry, I don't speak the language.
No. I then switch to Gnomish and assume that will work. Greetings.
No, it's still clicking.
It's no,
I
right?
understand him.
It's all Pig Latin.
That was Muppet Cook.
Chef, Swedish chef.
I don't often see Isoki in the town. I have yet to see one. You're the first. Why are you here?
This could go bad.
I recognize your twist.
Dash.
I know that Warren.
Dash works his way out from under the table, stand up tall,
Try not to kill him.
3 feet high, and just eyes you for a second.
I see Thavian fur. I see the twist of your Warren. And again, I ask why you are here. I wonder it, and I have wondered it for a while now.
The easiest word is exiled. The slower version is that I'm trying to find where I go to get back to where I belong.
That.
You're not close enough, but Dash kind of reaches out to touch your cloak a little bit. I've seen you.
If you
Not
have-
here. You were watching me. You were watching me a long time ago.
There may be truth to that.
And he drops out a satchel. It's not yours. It's not even mine. He just takes it back. Oh.
He does that.
I'm Dash.
Thorn, I appreciate your condition. I understand your plight a little. I am here to watch over this town on orders. I only come because you are familiar. And am thankful that you may not have met me. Maybe you did. But I know you're kind. So you have my respects. And I know what party you keep. I know the troubles that you've been through. Your other friends, they're occupied. I will tell you. I am on orders to be in this town. The demons that you encountered are of interest to me. I am to help dispose of them for the kingdom.
For what kingdom?
As a whole, I stand under the sentinels, and he
Just so I know,
pushes a little badge out and onto the table,
The
which
Warden.
which makes him a warden.
What, did that answer my question?
It should.
Are you from Merscon? Like, it's that far away?
I stand under the High Ranger himself. His orders.
I don't know who that is.
He's from Edlinholm. This is the only place he's been.
I haven't traveled
If you
much.
think of everywhere past Edlinholm, north, west, further south, sometimes there is forests.
I've been in the forest.
You've been in the groves. There are forests that you've never seen.
That's true. There's trees
Great
I've never
dangers. The only thing keeping us safe from them
seen. It's him?
are the wardens. They are master archers, incredible trackers, survivalists. They are friends of druids, which is not easy to say. And
Okay.
the fact that we get to see one in person up close is rare,
As I said,
especially in a city.
I respect to your Warren, or the one you formerly belonged to. I'll take my leave. It was a pleasure to meet you.
You want a drink?
No, thank you.
I mean, like, just to raise it to a friend who just died. We lost a friend today.
Okay.
It could be goat's milk if you want,
And
or ale.
to your friend.
His name was Aguirre. He
I've
was
heard the name.
He was the greatest man I have ever met.
Hey, I'm right here.
You're the Yosoki. I meant human.
Fine. All
Human.
right, all right.
Not the greatest gnome I've ever met.
You're the only.
Does your other friend always sit apart?
It's
I don't.
no.
They might have fallen asleep. It's been a hard day.
I understand.
We caught on fire.
Coming in through the door is Yannick and Hemlock and Galen. You may have caught them coming in if you'd like.
But we don't know where they are. They're probably lost or sleeping.
Turn back around and leave.
So as Yannick and Hemlock walk in, I just point at both of them.
Party of three? Just the three of us? All right, let's go.
Jorman. Let's go. Jorman.
He's taken care of.
What do you mean?
We stopped him before he fled the city.
So he's dead.
Nope. But he'll remember me for the rest of his sorry life.
Explain.
When a man loves a woman.
Did not kill him. We questioned him. We did not know where you were, so the two of us took care of it.
You let these demon cavorting motherfuckers leave the city. You let him leave the city.
Yes, I did. He is
Directly or indirectly responsible for Aguirre's death.
that is a way to look at it. But the tenets of my faith do require mercy at times. To kill him in that way would have gone against the tenets of my faith.
I guess you better take me next time then. What did you learn?
Sitting a little close to that one.
He was duped by Old Mother into helping. He did inadvertently hire Lorson to kill the mayor. I have a small lead on that. Which is back in Mirskon.
Little more than a useful idiot.
So we're no closer to understanding where the source of this evil is coming from, who
You
is
did
still
not
active
know.
in the city.
And
No.
killing him would not have gotten us any nearer to that.
There's been enough death today.
We'll see about that.
So I can't see how going through all this together, Mr. Thon, will do anything but bring the five of us closer together like bosom friends. We've been through fire together, literally. We are of one mind and purpose and love.
I came to you on a sad day.
Yeah. You guys, Galen.
Oh, they're here.
Galen!
Oh my God! It's
It's a warden. Look. It's a real warden. Hemlock.
Yes, yeah.
He knows druids.
There's a warden here.
We met him earlier.
You didn't tell me. I'm so sorry. He's very rude. And very rude friends.
This is Yannick. Be nice to him, his best friend just time.
I sleep for a few hours and I miss everything.
That's what happened.
That's why we never sleep ever.
Let's catch up to them in a minute. I need to talk with
I
you
need
anyway.
to talk to you as well. Please go first.
Watch out, he's gonna.
Don't leave me hanging.
Galen's gonna punch him.
Please go first.
I'd like your help convincing Corsel to accompany Amaryl back to Mirskon.
Galen.
Will you tell him to stop? It's really not affecting my brain well.
I should stop drinking.
That's right.
I want to make a good impression.
I cast Sanguine Mist on the...
That sounds real bad.
No.
I'm going to type it anyways.
Nope.
Yeah, I think I need to get Amaryl out of the city. I need her to be safe. There's nobody I trust more than you, and after you, close second is your sister. I know she can handle herself, and I'm sure you'd be happier with her somewhere safe as well.
Hey, Galen. I'm serious this time. She knows stores. My parents own the store.
Would you like to go for a walk?
No, my parents own the store.
Let's
She
step
could help-
outside.
Yes.
Galen, she could help my parents with their store.
Jericho, Yannick needs your help.
Oh, hell no.
I'll get the battle map ready.
I know I never asked this, but will you play a song for Gary's memory?
Yes.
Okay, play it. You guys go.
I've actually talked to Amaryl while you were resting.
Not surprised. Yeah.
She came, found me here. She does not want to go back. She's willing to go to Mirskan. She does not want to go there without you.
Yeah.
And if I thought my sister would leave the city, I would send her away as well. But I do not think she will leave.
What if
I
we
told-
hired her?
I'm not going to pay my sister.
No, but I could.
Amaryl asked me to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think if anybody should accompany her to Mirskan, it should be you.
I can't leave the city.
You have more to lose than the rest of us. You have a loving wife.
And I'm sending her somewhere safe.
She does not want to go without you. And I don't think she should go without you.
If need be, I will hire my own guards and protection for her. But I'm not leaving this town in the state that it's in, and I'm not leaving you to deal with this alone.
I would not be alone.
You, collectively, the party, our friends who just lost, have experienced this great loss. I
We were
can't.
close to
I will not
losing
leave you now.
you as well.
Well, if I go to Mirskan, you sure as hell will.
I mean, we were close to losing you like we lost to Giri in that fight.
Yep. All the more reason for me to stick around and cover your ass.
I told Amaryl that I would ask, that I would plead with you. That's what I'm doing.
And you're doing it admirably. But you know how this is going to end.
I do, but I had to ask. I had to tell you what she told me. I had to tell you how I feel about you not accompanying her. That is what I've done.
Thank you.
I will ask Corsal, and I will ask my mother Vish.
They would be safer out of town.
I do not think they will leave, but I will ask them both.
Let's go join the rest.
Yeah. You should meet a new friend we found. He actually... We found Jorman on the docks leaving, and as we were making our way through the crowd, there were some lone cultists who tried to attack us, and they were dispatched very quickly. Quicker than maybe even I could have. By our new friend. Hopefully, our new friend.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to meeting him.
After you.
I'm assuming we walk in on Jericho in the middle of a drunken...
Karaoke.
Yeah. Some
There
kind
were
of
six
dirge.
screw-ups in the party and all. They fought with demons out on the mall. There were 6 screw-ups in the party and all. One was a cleric, his healings were true. He revived the fallen, he pulled them through. He faced the demon's wrath, standing ahead. Struck by a sword, the cleric was dead. There had been 6 screw-ups in the party and all. Now only 5 fought the demons in the mall. There were only 5 screw-ups in the party and all. One was a champion with faith so clear, inspired hope, dispelled our fear. He led the masses in the city's thrall. Succumbed to an illness, the champion did fall. There were 6 screw-ups in the party and all. They fought with the demons out on the mall. Now only 4 screw-ups in the party and all. One was a thaumaturge, strong and brave, fought enemies to thwart their grave. Against the dragon standing tall, lost to its flames, the thaumaturge did fall.
It's a good way to go.
There'd been 6 screw-ups in the party and all. They fought with the demons out on the mall. Now there are only 3 screw-ups in the party and all. One was a gunslinger, keen and true. He blasted with weapons straight on through. Ambushed in the night by a dark thrall. Overwhelmed by foes, the gunslinger did fall. There were 6 screw-ups in the party and all. They fought with the demons out on the mall. And then there was only 2 screw-ups in the party at all. One was a rat folk swift and sly. Disarmed the traps that rocks did fly. Snared in shadows was his downfall. Caught in a pit and dash did sprawl. There had been 6 screw-ups in the party and all. They fought with the demons out on the mall. And then there was 1 screw-up in the party, that's all. Just the bard, last in line, held the group, their hope did shine. In the final fight, he heeded destiny's call, stood alone, and stopped apocalypse's fall. There were 6 screw-ups in the party and all. 6 sang with the demons out on the mall. And then there were no screw-ups in the party at all. Just me. All by myself. The rest of you died. That's the undertone. I don't know if you caught that part of the story, but you guys, you're all gonna die.
We noticed it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's singing to himself as Dash is asleep.
Curled up under the table, just passed out.
Yeah.
This. Yay!
Wait, hey. I'll clap for me, because I like me. That's the kind of clapping that's rude.
As the song ends, Galen walks up to the table. Well met, Peacekeeper.
Well met. Galen.
And you are?
Your guard captain does not speak highly of you.
Well, he's kind of a dick.
Thon.
Hail Fawn.
Your friends and yourself all feel very strongly towards this other who was lost. I am sorry for that. For your loss, for theirs.
We appreciate that.
I am going to be in town for quite a while. I'll leave this night for you. But I'll be back.
Surely you can join us.
I have a watch to attend to, and I will do so. The demons are many. Tonight they seem to be quite agitated.
Perhaps we should join
Fortunately,
you.
I don't think so. You need your time to mourn. But the demons are about, and I try to keep your wits as best as possible.
If there are demons about, I would attend with you. Because they are my concern.
And I won't stop you. Your friend's edge might be a little off. The Asoki can handle his liquor. Not knowing much about gnomes.
Shh, don't tell him.
Oh.
I'm wide sober, but he just needs to keep drinking.
Yeah, he don't let him know.
We're both stone cold sober. We just have to get the other one strong.
Trying to
just
pretend to
pushing
each other.
I was wondering gnomes, like I have the Fey background. I wonder if he's a little bit like Legolas, like, I might be feeling something.
Then if you're up for a task, the demons come from someplace. I've been trying to track it down for a while, and I have not had any success.
Neither have we.
I believe it's a gate. You've already noticed the things I have, but Dash holds out his hands and his bracelet pops off into rocks, and just see this puff of air come up around me. And I point to a medallion around my neck, a bracelet that's floating around me on the wrist, as well as a piece on my belt. I have access to elements, elemental gates that I pull from the other planes. I believe the demons, and I pull it all back in, do the same.
They do. We learned this much from the old mother. We knew that she would recently crossed from one plane to another.
That's what needs to be found, then. The demons keep appearing. They keep showing up.
A crossing point?
Or the gate, if there's an element like mine that's opening up a gate that they can access.
Yes.
What if it's the glowy bubble?
The glowy bubble?
Yeah.
In the bottom of the Renarian temple?
Yeah.
We didn't get anything like that before.
Well, it almost killed the Giri once, and then they killed him again.
You seem to know quite a lot about this.
And I've been watching you and this town for a while now.
So what is your suspicion?
I have no suspicions. My orders are very clear. The demons here have been causing some great degree of notice. It's spreading outwards. It's not just here.
So what I'm hearing is cultist hunt.
No, demons preferably. They're the main issue. But if the cultists are summoning them. You had mentioned an old mother. I don't know much about this.
A sorceress lady that we fought?
Sorceress lady.
She was conducting a ritual to summon something into this world. We interrupted it before it could be completed.
With sacrifice.
She was more powerful than she appeared. She was quite strong.
You seem to have a lot more information on this than I do.
We're a fount of powerful information and knowingnesses.
The demons keep coming and need to be stopped. If you know where this gate is, that is of utmost importance.
We don't know if it's a gate.
It's a weird thought. Hemlock Galen, do you remember several weeks ago we were out fighting kobolds and we were asked to bring back an idol?
Lady Vice.
Right. We were hired to go get that. The whole time that we've been in Tabernreed, we'd never seen any demons. Nothing had ever shown up until after we brought that idol back.
What if she's over?
I don't know if Lady Vice and the crone may have been connected, but that's a place to start if she's still there. She was in the tent area outside of town.
Yeah.
But there was concerns already about potential attacks coming, which is why we had to grab the shards, the stones. They're putting them in the walls, supposedly to prevent attacks from coming again. But
this
that might
old
be
mother
something.
is in the tents?
German mentioned meeting
No, we saw her at a
the
rich
old
house.
mother near the tents.
That's where she came from also?
Yes.
It would be helpful if you told us that.
I've been watching the city for several days. I did not think to watch tents outside the city.
Well, we have a lead.
Indeed.
Let's go try
No
it.
time to waste.
Yes.
I know a shortcut. Dash
Yes.
dashes out the door.
All right, you do
The lightning dash.
2d8 damage to everyone between you and them.
And you miss the door by 4 feet.
There's a smoking hole. Yeah.
Shape of Wile E. Coyote.
Yes.
Alan, gain a hero point, by the way, for some fantastic stuff throughout, particularly early on with the sadness, too.
I better use those.
The stones have been transferred from the bag of holding over to the sturdy satchel.
Okay.
Just as a
Dun dun.
side note.
And the sturdy satchel is where?
In the bag of holding. No.
Oh, that.
I mean, it is on Yannick.
Okay.
And the bag of holding is actually Galen.
Yep.
Do you know some esoteric knot lore of some sort to tie or seal this bag?
That was a not KNOT. Not unlore.
I heard unlore.
Let me
Are you naughty?
walk into my mind palace for a moment.
I bet a sailor would know knots.
Not particularly.
Yeah, no, I can't
Pirate.
think of anything I know that would be helpful to seal the bag. But I mean, I'm sure there are other magic users in this city that we could call upon.
Well, we'll think upon it.
What is it you're trying to find out?
Well, the bag of holding is some form of extra-dimensional space, and we're dealing with extra-dimensional beings. And the creature that grabbed the stone grabbed it from within the bag of holding during the fight against Carahel.
One of the creatures actually grabbed the stone,
Took it from the bag of holding.
and it didn't appear to harm it in any way.
Correct.
So the stones that we were gathering to protect the city from demons, the demon was able to literally just grab it.
It wanted it desperately. For some end.
But I think the question was, it didn't hurt it when it grabbed it?
At the time, that is correct.
We had discussed the possibility that those in power who were trying to use the stones may not have told us the truth about their purpose. Maybe we need to follow up on that.
I find politicians normally tell the truth.
We have no idea where Merrill got his information from about these stones. He told us some tale about a book he read.
Seems that would be worth following up upon. Puff of dirt as Dash turns the corner, right this way, to go to the other part of his shortcut, and then make another turn to the left to go right through the area.
Screams of the populace as they light up electrically.
Dead children,
Follow
cats.
Dash, but keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys follow. Thon, are you following them?
Batman style?
No, yeah,
Flip, flop,
Batman
flip, flop, flip,
style
flop.
is the way to go.
Okay.
Out and about to flank. Yeah.
All right. With cinematic Batman the Animated Series up angle type things.
It's more Japanimation style with it through the bamboo shoots.
Okay.
And then
repeated backgrounds with
Yes.
stripes for
What is it,
movement.
Naruto?
All right. Dash, where you headed?
Headed towards the tent city.
Okay.
Following my quick route that I usually get to my Asoki friends.
All right. You are outside in the tent area. So outside the main old wall are a whole bunch of tents and wooden shacks where refugees and the less affluent folks of the city gather. And you can see off in the distance as the sun is starting to set is the new wall construction, well under construction. And where are you headed?
I will wait till I get to the edge to let Hemlock point the way for where he thinks Old Lady Crone was. Old Mother.
And once
Lady
we get
Mice.
out there, I'm going to start
have no idea.
continually casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
We have no idea where he met Old Mother. He could not recall, and it was only when he was to meet her that he could find the way.
Wait here. Dash then goes to the Yosoki and asks for...
Pause there. As you go to meet the Yosoki, you are in a far corner of the tents area. Next to where the old wall is, there's a bunch of tents and a couple wooden shacks, and there is chaos afoot that you are privy to seeing, Dash. You see there are several Yosoki that are being pushed around by city guard, and they are tearing down their tents and kicking their stuff out of the way and pushing them, and the Yosoki are yelling and stop, no, stop, come on, and there's a young Yosoki mother who is screaming at them, what are you doing, while she's holding on to her little ones. They are clearing out a whole bunch of tents, and they appear to be making a circle around a wooden shack, and there are about 8 guards there that are quickly trying to relocate people, is the nice way of saying it. It is chaos. It is pandemonium.
So do I recognize the shack that they're trying to surround?
Nope.
That's not one of the Yosoki tents.
Nope.
Dash will immediately run up to the guards and try to clear the area and make sure the people aren't being just literally thrown.
All right. The people are not being literally thrown. Their tents are, and their tents are being torn down and pushed aside, and they're told to get out and move. And already maybe 6 tents and people have been pushed back. They're back maybe another 50, 100 feet looking and talking to one another, stunned, trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Help! Dash runs up towards one of the guards.
Okay.
To stop them from doing the tents.
Boom! Grabbed by the throat. You are held by Captain Vayner. Not you.
Is he?
Not you.
You gotta stop what you're doing. Be good to the people here. This is your choice.
He lets go.
Did we hear the shout?
I'll let Galen and Galen alone make a 19 perception roll. An ear perks up.
That is a 25.
And he starts to quickly run, motioning for everyone to come with him.
There's one voice in all of Tabernae that you
Dash
know.
needs help. Let's go.
And
Rally.
Vayner says, if you want to do something for your people, tell them to get out of here. This area is off limits. It's for their safety in the cities. Get those people out, he says, yelling at some more of the guards.
How safe can it be if you're throwing their things around? You're the bullies.
He says, this is way beyond bullying. Now you will help your people get out, or they will be arrested and you will be arrested.
How do you help them? You're not helping at all. You're making this worse.
He says, we have orders to keep that place clear, he says, pointing to the wooden shack.
Then keep it clear, but don't be
I don't
offensive.
need you telling me how to do my job.
You clearly do. You're not doing it right. 3 feet tall.
Galen is behind you that you don't see. He's now looking really strong. He doesn't know you're right behind him, and you are almost face to face with the Yosoka between you with Vayner.
Yeah, I don't say a thing. I just put a reassuring hand on Dash's shoulder.
Do you look like you're in control?
And I say, I got your back.
Feeling the hand on my shoulder, Dash almost activates his impulse and instead leans back, just kind of steps down and says, you can't do this. And then goes and starts helping with the tents right away. I use stepping stones and element creation to literally use the ground to shift and create and lift things up so that I can create movements.
So you're still alive?
Yeah. We are still alive and the only ones who stepped in to help this town when it needed it. Wait, I'm sorry. Am I to understand that you're comfortable picking on these Isoki, but not coming to the aid of the townspeople when they need it? You stand on the edge of the fray when there's a threat, and then you stand in front of these poor people and act like you're God's gift to the earth. What a sad shell of a man you are.
For the first time, the 8 guards turn and look at you, and they stop what they're doing.
Oh.
And then they look at Captain Vayner. He looks back over at them, over his shoulder, and then he steps forward menacingly to you. Still towering over you by a good head, but doesn't seem to faze you like it used to some time ago. He says, Galen, there is something going on in that house that is unnatural. We have to get people clear of this. Something unholy is within that.
How do you know this?
Because we've been summoned by the Yosoki that they said there was something weird. I've confirmed it. There is something horrific inside there. I've got some orc coming who knows wizardry, and he's going to give us our best guess, and I've asked for the Priestorian of the Temple of Carahel to come take a look.
I know you and I have our problems, but right now, 6 of us are best equipped to deal with this.
I'm going to get these Yosoki out from here.
Allow us to explain to them calmly what's happening. They'll respect Dash. We'll calm the situation, and then we'll deal with what's in the shack.
Do that while we continue to move things.
Dash.
Dash runs over.
Jericho, we need you. Can you explain to the Isoki that we need to move them temporarily to deal with what's happening here? There's something off in this shack.
How far are we from the
them
shack?
to be safe.
What's
Sorry.
that?
How far are we from the shack?
Are you?
How far are we from the shack?
60 feet, 80 feet? As close as you want to be.
Well, he asks. I'm going to go move up to get within 30 feet of the shack
Okay.
with my detect magic. Right?
All right. You get closer and closer to the shack. You smell a smell that is unpleasant. It is like raw meat that has been left out a couple days in the sun. You can hear a strange, almost a slightly electrical sound buzzing coming from inside that you can't quite place. You detect no magic as you slowly circle around this shack. The shack has thick hides as windows on the inside that are covered over. There's a door with strange trappings, esoteric stuff that you might normally be interested in, Galen, but this stuff seems wrong to you. Strange, weird, gnarled claws, weird, strange intestines of small creatures is what you sense. The guards continue to get the Yosoki clearing some distance. They're trying to create like a fire break.
Yeah.
And this Yosoki called for him. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
All right.
In comes an old wizard, classic-looking guy with a gray beard and a pointy hat and a thick robe, but he's an orc. And he comes walking in with a staff and says, "Okay, what's going on? It's pretty late for me. I'm normally up early." And he walks in, and Captain Vayner says, "There's something definitely wrong." He pulls him aside. "There's something definitely wrong going on inside here. We need you to take a look and figure out what in God's name this is. God's name this is." And the wizard says, "All right. Let me just see what I can do. He reaches into his robe and pulls out some glasses and puts them on and gets out a spell book and starts paging through it. Oh, okay. And he casts a little bit of a spell and a little bit of a shield goes over him. And he walks over to the door with his staff slowly and gets right up to it and leans up against it. And then knocks twice. There is no answer. And then he creaks open the door and he steps in. What would you folks like to do? I think Dash was doing something?
Yeah, do we hear anything?
You hear nothing.
Kate?
And you see just darkness on the inside.
So are you telling me that they called for this help? And now they're just being cleared out and they didn't know this was happening?
Yeah, so I told you that, and I've asked you and Jericho to help explain to the Ahsoki what's happening to calm the situation and help create the cordon. Because right now, everything's in chaos and it's fighting. So let's calm the situation, create space, and then we'll deal with the shack.
Dash searches out for the Elder.
Okay.
And to see if he can find the Warren leader.
Nems? All right. You can find him in his larger tent. And what's your goal there?
Just to confirm that Nems asked for the guards' help and to see what's going on. And
all right. Priest Orion arrives on the scene, and he's maybe 80 feet away. There's the crowd that's gathered around. He looks over, he sees Yannick and just goes, and turns around and goes back into the temple. Like you've got it.
What? I don't got this.
That guy's like 2 levels higher than I am. You don't need me here.
Would it not be easier to just burn this down? All of it. It's just a wood shack and fur.
We can't do that while there's some poor old elderly wizard inside.
Well, naturally he comes out, but
Are we
You're gonna
just
go get him?
easy to.
Are we just gonna leave him in there by himself?
Well, he can't be left in there.
All right, fine. Galen walks up to the front door and peers.
Okay.
And looks right behind you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yannick
me
goes
too.
with him.
All right.
I just mentioned burning it down. You all didn't have to go in.
Did I mention I'm level 1?
I'm a little again shy of dying.
Now, to be clear, I'm just peering in to see what we can see.
You peer inside and you smell also the awful smell as well. Inside, you see are some small trappings of where a nasty hermit-like character might live. Some skins and hides for a crude bed that smell and have little bugs crawling around on them. Some pot for food that looks like horrific stuff or nasty alchemical things. Weird, again, dangly bits of strange creatures and stuff for who knows what ritual purposes. But all of that is secondary. For what dominates it is a mound in the center of this dilapidated shack. It is a mound about 4 feet in height, maybe the size of a small throne type shape, or maybe like a big eraser type, not a cylinder, but kind of a dome thing on top. It is made of some festering chitinous material that looks crusty and has tons of bugs flying around it and crawling all over it, and that's the electrical sound you had heard earlier of all these bugs flying about, and it has a total sense of unnaturalness to it, and certainly does not belong whatsoever. The old orc wizard is there and says, I've never seen anything like this. We should probably burn it down.
Do you want to head on out, sir? We would love to burn this down, but we need to vacate first.
All right. And he hobbles out.
I'd like to look around, see if I see anything else that seems to be of interest. Some other sign of what might be going on here. besides
You
just
may make a
all kinds of
perception
stuff.
roll. So may Galen.
And
I'm going to use a hero point because you gave me one. And I rolled a 2. 20.
All right.
And I'm looking at this through the kind of esoteric lens. Is there any kind of weird ritualistic or occult kind of objects in that room?
Make an occultism roll, not perception.
18.
18. You sense that this is something that might have had magic involved with it, but no longer does. Perception-wise, what did you get?
20.
20. You see underneath this chitinous mass, there is a weird meaty bit, like a freshly skinned rabbit, like the top side of it just barely sticking out from underneath it.
I'm going to point that out to folks here and see if that has any meaning to
Okay.
anyone.
Dash, you meet with Nems, the old Yosoki leader. He says that he just heard that there's been some crazy commotion going on and people reached out for the guard.
Just because of the commotion that were there, and so back and forth really fast in speaking in Yosoki.
Mm-hmm.
So just understanding, you're telling me you didn't ask for them ahead of the time. You're just calling out because there was a disturbance that was there and the card came out because you called for the disturbance. The card didn't come out because you called them out first.
What?
It's been a long time. We don't speak a lot of Yosoki around here.
He says, they said there was something strange, a terrible smell, and something died inside, and so someone reached out to get the guard.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to make sure everyone's safe. They got cleared really kind of abruptly and roughly, and now they're not doing very well, and their tents being all dispersed. So I'm going to make sure their tents stay clean. They have all their items, and I'm going to make sure that thing goes away, and I'll help you out with that. I'll be right back.
Thursday! And off you
Dash
go.
dashes.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
Trying to identify that particular bit of meat.
You look at that meat. Make a nature roll, please.
Yeah.
Please don't say Yosoki. Please don't say
It's going to be
Yosoki.
Yosoki.
It's going to be Yosoki. Look at everyone nodding around the table. You guys suck.
It's a rabbit.
19 is your target number.
19? I did not make that.
Okay.
And
It tastes like...
Yannick pulls the fashard and walks into the shack.
What does it sound like every time we pull out the fleshard?
Sweet reach.
And will take a mighty swipe at the chitinous.
Now, there's no
Fun.
chitinous material. There's chitinous material.
To figure out what is underneath it.
Okay.
Chickeness.
You take a swipe, and there is a huge cut, and chunks go flying off, and it has this nasty, earth-like wound vibe of a scab. You've just cut the top quarter off, and that goes flying off. The smell is even worse. Tons of maggoty things come crawling out and sliding down the sides. You even, I'd say, Fawn, the ranger, you seeing this, it even seems like the ground that the shack is on almost shudders a bit when he does it. Is the sense. And yeah, you've now hacked off the top quarter.
Well, that's made my thought easier. Eyes, burn this down immediately.
Yannick, can you hook the body there at the bottom of the pile and pull it out?
I can. And he kind of goes in and tries to pull out whatever meaty bit there is to be able to identify it.
All right, you grab hold and you see that it is nothing that looks like a body, and it is heavily attached, and there is something larger underneath this thing that you haven't quite uncovered yet.
Persist.
Okay.
I'll give you a hand.
And yet he persisted.
He hacks and hacks away. I'm going to have you make a fortitude save 19 or be sickened 1 for a couple hours.
I was really afraid you were going to roll it.
24.
Okay. He stands hard and tall. Well, he's dealing with this crowd. He's had a rough day. He can't be stopped at this point. He starts swinging. More chunks gets hacked off. More nasty little bugs go splattering over that way, splattering over this way. Most of you start backing up towards the door to not get in any way as he's just hacking back and forth, wishing hazmat suits had been invented at this point. You continue to slash and get it down towards its nub where you start to see more bits of flesh. It looks like strong human sinews of big thick leg muscles or arm muscles that have been exposed. Think of like a health book where they peel away the skin and you just see the nice muscles showing the diagram, but it's there and they're all interwoven in strange ways that they don't make a being, they just make a layer of flesh. Not much blood, but a glistening to them, a fresh glistening, and they all are kind of just sitting there underneath this mess that you've hacked off, and they all are into this strange orifice with a dull little orangey light just underneath. And it's about 5 feet in diameter, roughly.
I feel like I should just take one end of a rope and just explore the insides.
Caroline!
Can I see into this orifice? As much as I hate to ask that question.
Why don't you grab it from
Make a
the edge?
proctologist roll.
Yeah.
You can make a perception or occult roll.
Okay. That's going to be a +8 for occultism, making it a 21.
21. You can see that there is something underneath about 6 feet. There is a bit of a gap underneath the orifice. Yeah, but you can't make it out. You see more fleshy bits.
Is there a bit of the fleshy bits that's connected to the orifice laying on like the floor relatively nearby?
Sure.
I'm going to reach out and put a hand on it.
Okay. You reach out and touch it. You, this is your weird ability, right?
Psychometric assessments.
Read
Or
the
resonance.
sphincter.
Yeah. Read sphincter. Yes, that's what it's called.
Reads psychometric resonance. You brush your bare hands over any objects that detect a significant emotional resonance attached to them, such as, okay, you have a huge emotion of hubris leading to destruction. And that is all you glean.
If I stay in touch with it for a moment longer and focus, I will try to get a vision of a face associated with this thing.
All right. You get the face of a strange, after a minute of concentration, you get a face of a human, strong, heroic figure that quickly flashes to an emaciated, pale-skinned version of that same figure. And you are, I believe, for the second time, sent Marty McFly back about 10, 15 feet. And we will do a willpower 19 or become doomed 1.
Wow. I am doomed 1. How bad is doomed?
Don't worry about it at all. It's pretty easy.
It just means you have one less level of dying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but I've got 1 plus anyway, so I'm good.
I don't. That's how that
That's
math
not how
works.
that works. Oof.
The The shard slices into this thing,
Okay.
and I'm going to begin to dissect it more thoroughly.
All right. You start hacking, and chunks of these muscly, sinewy bits get cut and fall and down into this small little recess. The whole thing starts to quiver and move a little bit and react slightly from the hits, but it's more just a nervous knee-jerk reaction type thing from this muscle around the orifice. You continue to hack, and you see bits flop and flop and flop, and you can see more. You can see that it goes down about 20 feet at an angle.
You want some help with that? And Hemlock is bouncing Dwarven Daisy.
Would it not be easier to just burn it down?
We should. There is something in here.
Something in.
Within.
Aren't you a little bit curious?
And I toss
I'd
you the
rather
Dwarven
close the
Daisy.
portal if there are demons coming through it and not visit their...
You know what this
places.
is?
I have no idea what this is.
I think Yannick's about to find out.
I think I am.
Taking a moment trying to ascertain tracks outside of the shack to see if they would match any kind of the movement that I had seen from the demons.
Okay. He's outside looking at that.
What's the angle in on this?
It's water slide-ish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's water slide-ish.
And how large is the opening?
Now?
Yeah.
8 feet by 17 feet and flounder shaped.
Yeah, that's about accurate.
Okay.
Shard, sorry. I said it weird.
You did.
I'm offended for him.
I am going to cleave my way into it.
You cleave your way in. As you cleave and cleave, you have hacked away the orifice itself, just a little bit of bits that are part of the ground cling, and you just have all these chunks that have just tumbled down into this little slide and gooeyly slide down, and it's kind of like almost pseudo-esophagus with weird little ribbed areas as they go down.
It's not exactly like being swallowed. It's just mostly like being swallowed.
And there is a slight eerie light, and you can see it goes down 30 feet.
All right.
Well, you would be slowly digested over 1,000 years.
This is the origin story of the Sarlacc pit.
So be it. And I start to head my way in.
All right. The fashard is not going to work in this instance. It's too tight.
That's what she said? So that goes away, and shield and sword comes out.
Okay. What kind of sword?
Long sword.
The long sword's not going to work in this instance. It's too long.
Shield and dagger. Then so be it.
All right.
You
The
sure,
dagger won't work.
sure about this?
Nope. Keep on going.
I like you just keep hitting the ceiling. No. No.
All right. And Yannick, the champion, heads down in, doing his best to maintain his balance and not slip on any of the gore
The
he has
shield
made.
a little bit above my head, just in case there's bits coming down on me.
All right.
Hemlock follows him.
I'll follow him up.
Okay.
Thawne waits for the burp.
Oh.
Sweet, he was waiting for it.
You drank too much. You gotta slow down sometimes.
I go in, but I have a scroll in my hand.
Okay. Which of between the two of our little ones, who's the most drunk?
Ooh, that sounds like a die roll is what that
Okay,
sounds
yeah.
like.
So, wait, is it highest roll? is most
Obviously, it's the
drunk? Okay.
highest roll.
15.
That's a 4.
Okay.
Definitely you.
Jericho, you
Yeah.
are clumsy 1 for
sweet.
several hours.
Oh. That makes sense. Hopefully that negatively affects my already awesome athletics.
You are also gain +1 to willpower saves and +1 to any charisma related rolls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So basically, you
So
just
no,
made
alcohol works?
Jericho more Jericho.
You just tightened it up a little more, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write that.
You can write that down.
Yeah.
I know how to become more Jericho. Another
And
memory
if
eraser,
you keep taking,
please.
yeah, if you keep taking advantage of this, he gets alcoholism 1. 2.
Now I keep getting looks from Chris because he wants to know what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
He is very eager to know.
I don't know if eager is the right word.
Were you
Apprehensive.
You regretting that new oath at all?
Should have taken your pants off first before going in. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
one.
You descend down with dagger and shield above.
How acrobatics.
As you step down and down, watching your step, it gets just a little narrower, but you're still maneuverable somewhat. You get close and close, and it ends in a clearly fleshy section that is similar to the meat that you dealt with before, but is one more stretched across, almost like a tent flap, if you will, that is pinker than before and has strange markings on the side of it.
Can you define those markings a little bit more for me? Are they?
They are claw marks, unnatural claw marks, almost scrapes at times.
Someone's been here before us.
I wish that Gary were here. And I will try to and I will try to recall knowledge on what this may be, calling maybe on the tenets of my faith and knowledge of religion, Carahel, occultism, arcana, any of those.
You can make occultism 24, occultism or religion, occultism 24, religion 25.
Are we all in a single
Occultism.
file here?
Yeah, it's too tight.
25 occultism.
Oh.
Because that was a 17 plus 8.
That's awesome.
Nice.
You recognize this as a demonic gate, a portal, and that is not allowing anyone through, and you have confident your fashard and dagger will not gain you entrance.
Do I know how to destroy it?
No.
Gary would.
Stop making Christopher feel
I
bad.
know.
Sorry.
So, are we going further down the witch's anus here?
There's no further to go.
Here goes Derek. He's going to type that in. He's
Witch's
doing it right now for
anus.
show title.
Further than the witch's anus it is.
Do you want me to destroy?
For the record, I didn't know it was named that when I went in there.
Oh, that's a witch's anus. Well, we've got polyps at section 2 and section 3.
It's clearly written on the wall.
You want me to destroy it for you?
I think we have found our demon gate.
Okay, I will.
I'm still
Just while you're
upstairs
there-
searching.
You found no tracks of any kind.
No tracks of any kind.
Going to the edge of the witch's anus, and calling
So
down.
you're
Have you-
rimming the witch's anus?
Going to the edge.
Just a light little hickory on the outside to make
Yes,
sure everything's okay.
You're edging with the witch's anus. Got it. Okay, go ahead.
Calling down. Are you all still alive?
Yes, we found the portal. This is the demon gate.
This is it?
This is it.
Oof, okay, I'm there, so I just cast Dispel Magic.
All right, sliding past people one after the other. Jericho
Right under his legs.
finally, he pops up between your legs, which is very disconcerting
Yeah.
in this situation. Anything touching your inner
Yeah, no thank you.
All right, you're on the other side. You cast Dispel Magic.
So that's all I got.
What level is that?
2.
2.
That's all. I only go up to level 2.
All right. Let me look at it here. Your Dispel Magic fails.
I think I got it.
The wall
You did
quivers a
not
bit.
got it.
Nothing happens.
What kind of sound does this make when you jump on it?
Squishy, squishy, squishy.
Like a sad kid's birthday party, jumping castle.
That's what you hear as the ranger decides to descend upon the group.
It's everyone here. Dash isn't
And
here.
now it's all...
No, yeah.
Okay.
Dash is still.
He's
running
gonna dash and lightning kill you all in that tight 30-foot area.
Is there anything like from that bardic lore of mine, knowing a little bit about a lot of things on like what gets rid of, like some story about some hero who destroyed something like this, like what gets rid of these things?
Make a bardic lore. It's the same challenging 25.
On the bright side, if I roll a 19 or a 20, I get that.
Oh, good.
But I have one more hero point.
15 was a pretty good roll too.
Yeah, but it's not high enough.
You can do it. Not that. That's not it.
Not it.
So I don't think I can even get there because of how narrow this is, right? I can't even get to the door.
We'll make room
right?
for you.
Squeezing past.
Come on down. Come on down to the witch's anus.
Yeah. Like, I love you guys, but not this much.
It's nice and warm down here.
A little moist.
It is.
It's a dry heat.
No, it is so moist in here, and I love a moist heat. Oh,
Is this all feels like it's fleshy, right?
Yes.
I would like to try to
Doom yourself to death.
yes.
There reaches a point where living is not an option.
I would like to see if this is enough of a fleshy thing that it could be a creature and I can ascertain if it has a vulnerability.
Oh, all right. Make a roll.
While he's doing that, Thon is trying to check out this portal.
I'm gonna burn a hero point on that.
Take that hero point back.
Okay.
You fail. There's no information for you to glean.
Okay. Guys, I got one. I mean, I'm coming up blank here.
are you
What is
sure?
this
Try
portal?
again.
You thought you had an idea at the tip of your tongue, but
Keeping my tip of the tongue far away from this.
jostles you as he goes by. He sides past you, and you are making your way past. No, Hemlock's already backed up.
Yeah.
You've got-
Dodging a Fashard or...
Yep, ducking underneath weapons and the paladin, and now you are standing above a gnome, and you're looking at the portal. It is almost like a wall of meat, but pink, and with markings on the
I
side.
picture us being in like an airplane toilet, like just
Just the six of us together in an airplane toilet.
I'll
The
just stand over here.
30-foot low club.
These markings are not unfamiliar to me.
What do they say?
They don't say anything. I've seen them about the town.
What do they mean?
They don't mean anything to me, but I've seen them about the town.
Well, thank you for your sharing.
No.
You're welcome. And with a flash, he unfurls a red bit of cloth, and a bit of meat drops from it. And he picks it up, and he rubs it on the panel.
He rubs some strange meat.
On the witch's anus?
Wait. Can I take
Rubs
that
his
back?
meat on the witch's
We have a
anus.
dump button.
Jericho averts his gaze.
That's an action.
That's okay, but it's a gentlemanly action.
And I'll take the concentration trait.
Jericho, you see that he has placed upon the marking area a strange, nasty, gnarled, greenish claw upon the side of the portal. And as he does, the meat instantly shrivels away and reveals an opening that continues on.
How did you do that?
I'd seen demons show up and disappear. The only thing that was left were these marks.
But what's the green clothy thing? What's the thing you did though?
Well, the only thing I could figure was that they used a hand and I borrowed one.
You see below, the descent continues. But It continues with wooden steps, with wooden walls and a wooden ceiling. And it goes down another 30 feet, ending at a wooden door.
Hi ho.
How does, like, spacing wise, is this a larger space going in there?
It is not. It's also narrow.
Okay.
Maybe even slightly more narrow horizontally.
Well, we're kind of packed. Jericho will start heading down.
Okay.
Still got this, the detect magical.
Okay.
And I think you moved backwards, so it's you, and then me, and then you.
Thon will move in as easily as possible.
Okay. You guys make your way as Hemlock brings up the rear.
Yep.
You get a
We have Dash with us, right?
No. You have a new smell that catches your nostrils, and that is the smell of the ocean. Not the river that's maybe a mile away, but of the ocean. And you guys descend and start walking on rickety wooden steps. And several minutes later, Dash, you walk into the shack and just see this horrific...
That looks exactly like a witch's anus.
What did they do? It's so much bigger than it's supposed to be.
Hemlock backing out would have left a trail like he did before for
A trail of...
like just bits of chalk, let's say.
Out of your cheek
Breadcrumbs.
pouches?
Yeah. No, not out of my cheek pouches, but something for you to follow.
Scooby snacks.
Yes.
Reese's Pieces. You eat it.
Ooh, it's candy.
Hemlock home.
Yeah, so seeing the handiwork of the Fleshard and that no one else is there,
There's no L.
Fleshard,
There's no T.
Just call it Picard.
Dash will dash down through the...
You're right. You dash down and startle Hemlock, who was in the rear, and now you are right behind him, as they're all now walking down wooden areas.
The very
Hello,
short
buddy.
bookends.
Don't ask.
Okay,
I don't know and don't want to know.
Nobody
still
touched
going.
nothing.
Wait, nobody touched that.
Hemlock, you finally catch up with the rest of the group with Dash behind you, and you see they've already gone through this small wooden door, and they are in a room of wooden floor, wooden ceiling, kind of low ceiling, and they are ever so slightly rocking a little bit left and right,
Oh.
and then left and right. And you step into the room that they are in, and you instantly feel that you are in the water and you are aboard a ship. And you are within the quarters of a vessel. It is dark. Someone has some sort of light source that they can get going. No.
Hemlock has dark
Gary
vision.
could have cast light on us, but we didn't
I have
dissipate.
something.
You have that torch, that like ever glowing torch.
Yeah, I have the
From the cave place.
brilliant silver compass, the Wayfinder.
Okay.
And I will cast the level 1 light from it.
It beams out a nice, healthy light, and you can see this is the crew quarters, eating area and everything for a vessel, an old sailing vessel, but it doesn't look like it's had a crew here for some time.
I'll also distribute some elixirs of health to everybody but Thon.
Okay.
I don't know you well enough yet.
Don't know you well. Fair enough. All right.
You are in this unsettling environment. You can look back at the wooden stairs you came by, and it seems to be moving
Lesser elixir
slightly,
health.
but really it's
36
you.
plus 6.
You're moving slightly, rocking to the ocean waves.
Hemlock, with his knowledge of ships, could he discern what kind of vessel this is?
Hemlock, you can... We need to make a roll of some sort for you to get some information. What the hell skill would it be?
I have a warfare lore.
Let's do it. We'll treat it as a shippy lore.
21.
That's pretty good. You recognize not the purpose, but that this is an old ship, and you can also feel that you have run aground. and you are just slowly being rocked by the wave and then back into position, and can feel the list. Everyone can feel the list, but you can
I
sense.
let the party know. We're on a ship, obviously, but I feel like it's run aground.
So we're out on the river.
This does not smell like the river. This is ocean waters.
That means we've
No,
traveled
that
quite
was-
far.
That's dumb. We're in the ocean super far away.
Well, let's find out.
I'll bet you silver we're not by the ocean though.
Galen walks over and
okay.
opens the door.
Galen, there's a small set of steps that lead to a trap door out to the top of the ship. You open it up and step out onto the top of the vessel. As you do so, you can see you are it is nighttime. There is ocean and waves that are rolling and rocking your ship. You are definitely listing to the side. You can see you are close to a small rocky island that rises up a bit and then has a tall tower perched atop it. It is hard to make out all the details. It is very dark and moonless. And you may make a anyone, I'd say the first two people. Who's up after him?
Somebody good at
Hemlock.
survival.
Hemlock. Hemlock and Galen make survival rolls.
Yikes.
17 is your target number.
To see if you survive.
I got a 19.
Oh, you look up trying to identify exactly what's going on with the phase of the moon. Something doesn't seem quite right. You look and you do not identify any of these stars at all. These are extremely foreign to you. You are not in Kansas anymore.
So as everybody gathers on the deck, just bear with me a minute. Look up.
Stars.
I see stars. I see odd stars. Would Thon have an idea of what the nighttime sky is supposed to look like?
Make a survival roll. 19.
Nope.
You
I see many stars. Some familiar, some not.
Dash, you also see nothing specific, but there is one letter drawn in a beautiful calligraphical style on the forecastle area, and it's a beautiful curved little letter big letter H.
Seen that before.
There's a symbol here of Vestrath.
Where?
It's here on the boat. And Dash will do the same thing and check the stars.
Okay,
He's been following the stars a very long time.
has it?
He has. Rival's pretty big. 16.
You don't recognize anything?
Ugh.
Jericho will look up and pretend like he knows the stars. He knows nothing. Never paid attention to
Make
him.
a deception roll, please.
Oh, so good. That 27.
What do you see?
You guys, I think we have traveled 427 miles to the south west.
If you'd said east, that would have put us solidly in Calvier.
No, that's what I think. I mean, just that's the cotton.
Hey, Jericho.
yeah.
You know what I see up there? You handed me a silver.
Are you sure this isn't a river?
Pretty sure.
A lake? I already marked it off in my inventory.
You can see Thon as you look around, scouting as you are wont to do. You can see there are 4 other ships that have run aground in various states of disrepair and damage. One is maybe 100 yards away and slightly further out to sea, but it's still very shallow, and it has a mast that's fallen over, no rigging much of anywhere, and then there's a couple other ships that are further out, or some that are completely capsized.
Is this with my naked eye?
Yep.
I wish to enhance that and see what I can see further away.
How would you like to do that?
Using my spyglass.
You break out a spyglass. You see 15 different ships out there. Some that are run aground, just a few more that run aground, but further out away from the isle, you see about a dozen ships that are just floating out there. All of them, no crew of any kind.
And what about the inland portion that we've run aground on? What does that contain?
The island and the tower. So what are you asking about?
Oh, I thought it was on. Okay, so it's an island tower.
Yes.
Okay.
Dash, where are we?
I don't know.
This whole island is surrounded by ships that are derelict now. I see nothing, no movement, no light, no life. Only this tower. These ships.
But where are we?
And
The tower may have the answer.
hang on just a second. Dash runs back down into the crew quarters to see if he can find the way back out through the demon gate.
You can.
Okay. He comes back up. That portal is still open. I don't really know where we are, or how it got us here, but it's not closed. Should we try to close it? Or should we head back and do what we can to burn down the shack so this can't be accessed?
Well, as of now, this is our only way home.
This is the absolute coolest thing ever.
We need to see what that tower is about. If these other ships are the same as this, we must destroy these portals, one and all. This is how because if each of these ships holds a portal, there are demons accessing all of them and coming through here and all those ships. And that tower over there is likely the key to it all.
I don't want any innocents following us and finding themselves in danger here.
We have absolutely no idea what's happening back home. They could be preparing to burn the shack down, as multiple people have suggested. I mean, that could strand us here.
The shack being burned down is going to do little to the portal.
You know that for certain?
The portals was way
Reasonably.
30. Portal was 30 feet on the ground.
You're not just risking us, you're risking those who depend on us back home.
What is your suggestion?
I think that while we're here, nothing's going through that portal, no?
Unless they follow up behind us. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, no, nothing's crossing from this side to that side while we're here.
But I don't want anything crossing from that side into here as well.
Maybe we somebody goes back and asks the guard to set up a cordon around it. Right? They were already in the process of doing that. You know, put up some fencing to keep people out while we figure out what to do here.
Thon, could you close this door from this side?
I don't know. I've never tried it.
Galen, you should go back.
Banner will
Protect
listen
us
to you.
from that side.
Oh, the silence is strong. Sorry.
And you look like you're grimacing, Jeremy.
I don't like it.
I hear what you're saying, but I told you this before. I'm not leaving.
It's your idea to send someone back. You should go.
Dawn, can I have the demon claw?
As you like, but it's only one. And hands it to you.
All right. It's a wretched little monkey's paw type thing from a demon in your hand.
Be quick.
I'll be back.
We'll be here.
And I make my way back down and through the portal.
All right, you go back down into the crew area of the ship and then through the wooden door, up the wooden steps, and then you're at where wooden steps meet. Ooh, that was weird.
And I put the claw on the skin door again.
Okay.
Has it formed back over?
It has not, but you can
Okay.
see little meat flaps.
Careful.
Aorta.
They're on the edge.
So I will touch the claw to the meat flaps.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on the ship side.
Okay, you do so, and like a kite that is hit with a huge gust of wind, the meat just folds or flaps into a perfect tight taut section, and now you have this wall of flesh before you again.
I try it again. Touch it to the meat door.
All right, it opens up.
Okay, having seen that, I step through.
Don't break it though. These are expensive.
Meat curtain on, meat curtain off, meat curtain on, meat curtain off. No, I make my way through, all the way back up the tunnel,
Okay,
leaving it open. for
leaving
the
it
time
open.
being. Yes.
Holding their lives in your hands, you could easily turn around. All right.
So back up through, and when I emerge, the first thing I look is to see if anything has changed outside while we've been down there.
You see nothing.
Years have passed.
No, you see nothing at all, other than maybe a thaumaturge just grabbing a whole lot of gasoline and just throwing it in there.
Okay. So seek out Captain Vaynor then.
Oh, all righty.
Yeah.
Let's go back inside.
Hey, Dash, you want to go see if there's anything cool in the ship?
The first thing Dash actually wants to do is get off the ship,
Everyone
Away
stay
from the water.
here for now.
beyond the sand. Is it sand?
It's rock, gray rock
rock.
of a beach.
Dash will immediately activate his elements and he will test. Is this my rock? Can I do anything with this water? It is not cool. So I'm literally shaping. I'm forming elements. I'm creating a stone bust. I'm melting it down. I'm turning it into a chair. I'm shaping the elements.
All right, it's about 50 feet away, so I'm assuming you're in a stepping stone over there, over
Yeah.
the water. Okay, you do so, and you arrive on the rocky beach. You've got this maybe 50-foot rise of steep cliffs, and then this huge old tower towering above you, and you start messing around with these rocks, and they do react to your ability.
Okay. That's good. Dash will head back. He will consistently keep his impulse on and his aura around him to stay on the stones. So his stepping stones that he has, I just continue to. I'm kind of pacing as I have to kind of create one at a time as I'm walking in a circle around you on the ship. I don't want to be on that boat any longer. But Dash will then tell everyone, the land is land, and you can follow my stones and we can get to it without being in water.
As soon as Galen is back.
I'm gonna go poke around the ship, and if he's not there, I'm gonna know that
Galen,
this
you know.
this guy's a ship guy. I'm gonna go, Hemlock, do you want to go poke around the ship and see what we find?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Is the mast intact for the ship?
The mast is intact.
Crow's nest still intact?
Crow's nest is extra intact.
Intact.
That's where Thon is going to be finding himself.
You have found yourself there.
Kneading, turning yourself in 3 circles.
Yannick,
Yeah.
Galen may not be coming back. I pleaded with him earlier to take his wife and go leave the city. He said no, but he may not be coming back.
We'll wait a few minutes. If he does not return, then we move forward.
Very good. What did you want to know, Jericho?
Oh, he's not around anymore. Everyone he went up to go ask all walked off on him
Perfect.
and other things, and he's just going off and just searching the ship.
Everyone is moved around, scattered, talking quietly
Yeah,
or in
that's
different
great.
spots. On top of the crow's nest is Thon the Ranger, and it's a little unsettling because you're high up and then it's getting rocked a little bit, and you're not the most seaworthy of rangers. You're more better in tunnels and woods, and it moves and it moves, and you watch out from your perch, and it's just this quiet slapping of the water against the boat, the rickety wood as it gets moved around and grinds on the sea floor there, as well as waves rolling up against the dark, rocky shore.
And every few minutes or so, I do a crazy Ivan. I turn around and just look at the ocean,
Okay.
just to make sure nothing else is out that way.
All
coming.
right. Good point. You look around, you still see those ships out there, and you got your spyglass out looking around. You see a giant Yosoki at close range moving around with stepping stones around the boat every now and again. You see Yannick talking quietly, secretly with Hemlock, talking about something. And then your spyglass, trained upon the tower, spots no windows that you can spot. You think you see a hint of a door behind or at least a door frame behind a boulder, but you see no way up there currently. And then as your spyglass goes up and up and up to the top, you see the battlements, the little stone outcroppings on the top. And upon those battlements, you see a sight that catches your eye through your spyglass. You see a large, pale blue, monstrous claw grab onto stone and then tear apart the stone a bit as it pulls back out of view from on top of the tower.
Okay, that's noteworthy.
And we will stop there for tonight.
Oh,
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Chris, Alan, Jeremy, Seth, Lauren, and Christopher. Also, thank you to Derek, who's working everything behind the scenes. Thanks so much for your support. We're going to jump into our after show and talk about what the heck just happened tonight. And we will see you all next time.
bye everyone.
Goodbye.